Everybody, Rich with Prep You once again outside the bunker, sitting here in the family room. We're gonna go in the bunker here in a second and show you some stuff. Name of this video, obviously, top 5 barter items and a few honorable mentions you should have. Um, if you wait to the end of this video, I'm also going to show you some new items that I picked up that I'm going to be putting in my bags, but they're great for everyday use. Okay. Yeah, a couple of the items I've never seen before. So I thought they were cool, so I bought them. So stay to the end of the video and take a look at that. Also, I want to say right now, please subscribe to our videos if you like these and our Second Amendment type videos and training and stuff like that. But let's get into the top 5 barter items. We'll do this in reverse order. You know, everybody does that, in reverse order. So, but before we go any further, let's talk about what is a good barter item. A good barter item is something that you have lots of that you don't need, and the other person has stuff that you don't have and that you need. So, what that means is the list I'm going to throw at you may change. Maybe number 1, you don't need because you got tons of it. Maybe number 5, you really need, or maybe stuff that isn't even on this list you really need because you don't have it. Bartering is very, very tricky. All right, some of these items you could barter to anybody. Some of these items I wouldn't barter to anybody I didn't know. Uh, and your situation is fluid. You have to think when you're going to barter something, are you going to need something down the road? You know, will you need it? Do you have enough? Is there a source that you can get it, but maybe somebody else you're bartering with doesn't have that source? And they're thinking, I'm hoping they're thinking the same way to, save themselves and their family. But you also have to be careful with letting people know where you have your stuff, how much you have, everything you have. It's perfectly okay if they say, I could really use, you could say, I do too. I don't have any. I wish I did. I wish I knew where to get from. So you got to be really, really careful. Know the person you're bartering with, know the future, know where you live, know what's going on before you barter. Bartering, a lot of people say, gosh, I hope I never get to this point. Well, bartering can be used all the time. I barter with my neighbors for different stuff like that. There used to be a really good show, and I think it was on History. I think it was called Down East Bartering or Down East Bickering or something like that. Great show, and it showed how you could barter items back and forth to get stuff that you need for the future. So that's another thing that you can think about bartering. If you get a ton of this stuff, and your neighbor goes, I got all this I don't really need. And you go, well, what would you like for it? What do you need? Well, I could use some of this. Okay, great. You can do that with nails and 2x4s, and you can do it with all kinds of stuff in your backyard. Tulip bulbs. You do that all the time. We barter all the time. So I don't want you to just think of this as, shit has hit the fan. Society is gone. I want you to think of this as almost an everyday thing and how to better build up your prepping supplies. That's what you want to look at, and that's what this video is about. And if it does turn south, then you have the items that you need. And also, along the way, bartering, you may find yourself a good source for something that you don't have a lot of, that you may be able to keep in contact with. And if you think back to one of the videos I did one time, and we talked about they were prepping pods. Prepping pods are just like orcas, killer whales. They hunt in pods. They live in pods. That's way they can protect their young. They can feed and confuse their prey and take care of it. Prepping pods are just that. You make contacts with people that have specific skills that maybe you don't have. And if stuff really goes south, you can get together with those people. Well, some of those people in the pods might be somebody that's got access to medical equipment that you don't have, or access to a big store, or a trucking company, or stuff like that. And you all work together and you make a really good group. So check out that video on prepping pods. Matter of fact, there's all kinds of videos you should be looking at. All right, here's a disclaimer real quick. I am going to be moving the camera off the tripod, and I'm going to be moving around because I'm going to show you items as I'm talking about them. hope you don't get dizzy. I hope it isn't too confusing. But obviously, it's I want to emphasize, different things. I could hold them up and show them to you, but that gets boring. We can walk around. You can see what I have, some of the stuff that I have, and this is just, one of the sections. We talk about 3D stockpiling, stuff you're using, the backup to the stuff you're using, and this. Your downstairs in case you forget to go to the store. Don't put it on the list and somebody forgets to pick it up. So without further ado, let's get into our bartering. I'm put my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm talking about here. All right, here we go. Let's get off of here. It's gonna get a little wonky, I know it is, but okay, let's take a walk into. All right, here we go. All right, so obviously the number one item is food, or number five item. Number five item is food. You want to have plenty of food around. You want to have extra. Um, when you look at the cans, you say, "Yeah, Rich, I see all kinds of people that have cans and stuff like that, and plenty of it, but they have stale dates on them." Well, we have that video that proves the point that cans don't have a real expiration date. Okay, the United States military did studies on it. As long as your can is not rusted, is not dented, is in good shape, was kept in a good area where it was cool, dry, they'll last forever. These number 5 can or 10 cans right there, the tomato sauce from Sam's, those things have a shelf life of 25 years past their date. You can see the video on that. Okay, you can take a look at that. We've got the smaller cans, how long they last, and soup cans and stuff like that. Number 5 was food. Number 4, okay, smoking materials. Now I'm not just talking cigarettes, cigars, and stuff like that, and pipe and stuff like that. I'm talking the stuff that it takes to light that. I'm talking about, like down here we have our fire starter kits. All right, inside there are multiple ways to start a fire. Well, if you've got a ton of that, fire is very important to cook food, to stay warm and stuff like that. You can barter fire starter items. You can barter in this right here are lighters. Every time I get a lighter, it goes in there. We don't use that many lighters. I like matches. I also have bins of matches, all kinds of matches. I carry all kinds of different kinds of matches. Windproof, waterproof, all those kind of, storm matches and stuff like that. That is a barter item, and that falls under number 4 because it's for, smoking, because it is an addiction for some people. So, to have some of that stuff around, it's really a good idea. I don't smoke. I don't know. I can't smoke cigars. They stuff me up. I love cigars though. And fire starter items, number 4. Number 3, and it's really, really important, spices. All right, we're talking all kinds of spices. Let's see if I can get this around here. All right, we are not only talking about chili powder and salt, black pepper. We're talking about A1. We're talking about seasoning, different kinds of seasoning packs. And condiments. Your mustards, your ketchups, your hot sauces are really important and stuff like that. We talked about the Montreal sauce. Our Montreal seasoning is fantastic for meat. The stuff lasts forever. Sure, the potency goes down over time, but there is no stale date on that stuff. And especially if you secure it in a cool, dry place, you should have no problem. It will last forever. All right, so spices are number 3. Number 2, and I don't have any examples in here, is alcohol. All right, alcohol is a great barter item. Absolutely great barter item. I would stay away from stuff that's canned or bottled. I mean, beer and wine and stuff like that. Wine will last forever, but liquor lasts forever. The small bottles, it's great for bartering back and forth. It's also great for just having around, yeah. So alcohol is number 2. The number 1 item, okay, the number 1 item that whenever you go to any kind of sites and stuff like that, and they talk about it, but a very, very particular item, and that is ammo. All right, ammo is always needed, but be careful who you barter your ammo away from. And when you look at ammo, you can look at the top calibers. Obviously, 223, 5.56, 9mm, 45, and then we get into our 40s, We get into our 380s, something that's popular with people that are older than I am, are wheel guns or revolvers. So now you're talking 38, 357. I have a luxury, okay? Most of you would not have this luxury. I work in a range. I work in the range. I clean up the range. I personally probably pick up between 50 and 75 rounds of different kind of ammunition. So this is what I get to do. All right, so as I clean that up, I have all the different ammos that I'm collecting, all right, and I store them, all right. I don't have firearms for all those calibers. I don't. There's no doubt about it. I do not have it. But my son does, uh, my nephews do, a couple of my neighbors do. So ammo is really important, but be careful who you're going to barter that with. All right, so those are your top five. It was food, smoking materials, spices, alcohol, and ammo are your great barter items. But you know what? There's a lot of really good other items. And let me do the honorable mentions as far as barter items. All right, number one, and guys, you're going to go, Rich, seriously, really? Yes, seriously, really. There are more women in this world than there are men. Women have special needs. And those special needs can only be handled by having a supply of pads and tampons and stuff like that around. A great barter item. All right. It kind of falls along the lines of, personal care, healthcare items. Hey, along with what I just showed you were disposable ones, but there are reusable pads. Women, ladies, you know about that. Guys, you're going, really? Yes. You know, and they used reusable stuff for years, long before disposable came along. So it would be good to have some of that stuff along, not only in your stockpile for you, but it's a great barter item. We go along with the deodorants, then the toothpaste, shampoos, and soaps. I know it's not necessary, but we are a society. We are a first world society, and that's what people use. That's what people want. People want to brush their teeth all the time. People want to wash their hair, and stuff like that. So those are great barter items. And let me show you a bin down here. So this bin here, all right, if you can read it, it says wash and sanitary. What's inside that bin is all the stuff that I've picked up from hotels, motels, different places, the little bottles of shampoo and little things of toothpaste, little, toothbrushes and stuff like that. And they're all in there. Great honorable mention barter item. If you're storing stuff, obviously you want to make sure that you've got your soaps and you've got your disinfectant wipes and your Q-tips and other. There you go, lots of it too. Toilet paper. All right, sure, you could use an oak leaf, but I'm down for toilet paper personally. Another thing that's really good, and although you might not want to barter this way, is water purification devices, whether they're filters or pills or something. Water's important. You can live without food, but you can't live without water. And I mean clean water, because dirty water will kill you. You will get sick, and you will get dysentery, and you will die. Water, clean water is super, super important. All right. Another honorable mention thing here is, let's do it like this. Oh, and this drawer, when I close it, you're not going to like it. Over the counter pain medications, extremely important. Okay. Whether it's, Tums or Tylenol or Advil or Aleve. I mean, all this stuff is extremely important and a great barter item. So you've got that too. What else we got on this list? I think that pretty much covers the honorable mentions. Um, but so there's a lot of things that you could um, have and barter away with, but you got to think about if you're going to if you want to get rid of it. You know, you got to think long term. All right, so I promised you a couple items that I found, I picked up. Let's go back up here on the tripod, and these are really cool. All right, so the number one item, which I think is really cool, this is a 4-piece foreign object removal set. Splinters, foreign object removal. There's all kinds of things you can get stuck under your nails and stuff like that. So it comes with these really cool tweezers. Let's see, let's see. Those are pretty cool. Also, a very small angled one. That's pretty cool. All right, then I thought this tool was pretty neat. Let's see if I get the right one. Right side. All right, I'm not really sure what that's used for, to be honest with you. But the other side is neat. You know when you get that sliver and it's kind of like laid flat against your skin and you just can't get to it? Well, you can use this. Can you see that? It's a little loop on there. You could get underneath it, just lift it up slightly. Then you can use the tweezers to like get in there, grab it, and pull it out. So that's pretty neat. But the neatest tool that was inside here, I thought, which was very, very cool, is tweezers with a magnifying glass. All right. Which I think is very, very cool because you can lift that up a little bit like that. And then you can just find it and pull it out by looking at it, because sometimes you can't see it, especially little metal shavings and stuff like that. Sometimes that's hard, to get a hold of. All right. So when we did our water video, not that long. Well, I guess a water video was a while ago where we talked about how to filter it, how to clean it, and stuff like that. We had these emergency drinking water packs, okay, which are really neat. I have used these. What I did find is they do freeze and they will burst. These do. Then I found a company. It's bigger. All right, it's bigger. Same amount of water. It's 4.2 fluid ounces. These are burst free. All right, these are rated for, I don't know if it's on this, but it was on their website. These are rated for minus 140. There's extra room in here so they can freeze and they won't burst. That's why they're a little bit bigger. All right. And it says on here, direction for use: drink a minimum 2 bags per day per person. Avoid conditions that cause sweating and increase thirst. Discard bag if air or water escapes when squeezed. All right. And it's fine. And it's got a best buy date of August of 27. I just bought these. Okay. And you can buy them on eBay. It's emergency drinking water, survival and first aid. It's a French company. Comes from France, but approved by the United States Coast Guard. All right. And you can buy it in packs like this, 12 packs like this. I got like 4 of them just to hand out to the family and stuff like that. So those were the really 2 cool products that I came across that I think you should add to your kit. Obviously, the water should go in your emergency car kit and should go in your everyday carry bag and your bug out bag, and also to have around in the house in case the water goes down. And definitely the splinter kit. If you work outside a lot, if you have kids and stuff like that, splinter removal can be a real pain. So that's it. I want to thank you for watching, sticking around to the end for these 2 really cool items, and thank you for subscribing. We appreciate all you subscribers out there. If you have any comments, concerns about this video, let me know. Please let me know. And if there's a video you want to, or a subject you want me to research and do a video on, let me know too. Subscribers, thank you very much. We are doing very, very well. It seems that we do better with 2A stuff than prepping, but I get that. It's kind of crazy out there in the world today. So, but without further ado, what I'm going to say is always be aware of your surroundings. Always have enough food, water, and medicine for you and your family and your pets and anybody that might come to your house for at least 3 to 4 months, and prep like your life depends on it. Oh, I forgot about the other item. There was one more item. I forgot. Hold on. I'll be right back. I've probably shown these before, but here they are again. All right, these are 72-hour food kits. All right, per person, really quick, really easy to take with. I bought more of these. If you haven't seen them before, there they are. That was the last item. So that's it. See, if you stayed to the end, you found out about what the last item was. So thanks a lot. Take care. See you next time.